Da, 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 da. And that was the amazing Jay Kelly. And just like he said, for me, I will hold my audience. And welcome to another interesting edition of the Medley Show. This is your midday energy. And my name is Tuji. Today, we will be having a great time. So what are we talking about today? We're talking about something that everyone loves, money. So let's talk about money. Not the kind of money talk that makes you anxious, not the kind that makes you feel like you're behind in life, just honest money talk. So these days, everywhere you is telling you how to make money, how to multiply money, how to turn 100K into 100 million in 6 months, maybe in 1 month, Seth. And if you're not careful, you start to feel like you're failing even when you're actually trying and doing your best. But here's the truth. Most of us are not just trying to make money. We're trying to figure it out. We're trying to survive. We're trying to plan. We're trying to breathe. We are just trying to live. Some of us earn a salary. Some of us hustle. Some of us are doing both. And almost all of us have made at least one money mistake that we don't like to talk about. Maybe they've jobbed you here or duped you here. You just don't want to talk about it. So today on the Medley Show, we're not doing pressure. We're not doing competition. We're not doing who is ahead in life or who is doing better. We are doing clarity, we're doing honesty, and we are doing money talk without the pressure. So you join me today as we have this interesting conversation. Of course, I will be joined by two interesting guests, and Jay Kelly, who you've already met, will be serenading us and, helping make the environment quite calm and conducive for all of us as we talk money, because money seems to put a lot of people on the edge. Before we get into all that conversation, let's head straight to the world of entertainment, where Sam Ben is standing by with BuzzFeed. Stay with us and we'll be right back.
On BuzzFeed this week,
Now for entertainment news,
Brooklyn Beckham is addressing the reported rift with his parents, labeling the situation personal and complicated. He's reminding the world that even a designer lifestyle can't shield you from family drama.
Chukwueze, decent looking ball and a chance to score and slotted. That was a glorious finish from Onyedika. I told you at the beginning, this is a player.
The Super Eagles are soaring. Nigeria has climbed to 3rd in Africa and 26th globally, following their AFCON bronze finish. It's a major confidence boost for the fans and proof that the team is back on track. Hope renewed, belief restored.
A thing of absolute beauty! Fly, Super Eagles, fly! And Adams couldn't get that one wrong!
Nigerian creative Famous Isaacs is eyeing a world record with his 102 hours documentary attempt. As the world watches, the Naija No Dey Carry Last spirit is in full swing. One thing is certain, we are ready to shout, we move. Until next week, keep buzzing.
Well, congratulations to Famous Isaac on that amazing attempt. 120 hours worth of documentary. That's a lot of work, and we look forward to when he's going to be done with that. And again, I would like to celebrate the Super Eagles. 3rd is not such a bad place. We're going for the 1st place, but we'll keep our goal. I like to call it golden bronze. So we'll hold our 3rd place tight and wait for the next AFCON. Okay, this is still the Medley Show, your midday energy, and today we are talking the money talk without pressure. Let's start by bringing you this feature. So we call this one saving and investing. How much do you save? How much of investing do you do or do you know about? This feature will give us a little bit of insight into that, and then next after that, you get to meet my guest. Stay with us.
In an era of rising cost and economic uncertainty, the importance of savings has become more relevant than ever. Savings refer to the portion of income that individuals deliberately set aside instead of spending immediately. This practice allows people to manage unexpected expenses, plan for major life goals such as education, housing, or retirement, and maintain financial stability during challenging times. At a broader level, savings also support economic development by strengthening the financial system. When savings are deposited in the bank or other regulated financial institutions, they generate interest. Interest is the additional income paid to savers in return for allowing their funds to be used for lending and investment activities. Over time, interest helps savings grow and plays a crucial role in protecting money from the gradual impact of inflation. Interest is generally classified into two main types. Simple interest is calculated only on the original amount deposited, providing steady but limited growth. Compound interest, on the other hand, is calculated on both the principal amount and the interest earned over previous periods. This compounding effect significantly accelerates the growth of savings, making it a powerful tool for long-term financial planning. Savings and interest together form the foundation of sound financial management. Understanding how they work empowers individuals to make informed decisions, build wealth, and secure a more stable financial future.
The Medley Show.
Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our mind. Have no fear for atomic energy, cause none of them can stop at the time. Allah's about to kill our prophets, and we stand aside and look. Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the book. But won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? That's all I ever ask for. Redemption song, redemption song.
All right, thank you so much, Jay Kelly. And the only songs of freedom we'll be singing today is financial songs of freedom. And I have two amazing people in the studio to help me sing this song and walk us through how to really be financially free. Like I said today, no pressure, just honest money talk. So first, I'd like you to meet Stanley Honora. He's also known as the online banker. Welcome to the Medley Show. He's an economic analyst and also a finance content creator. Welcome to the Medley Show.
Thank you.
It's nice to meet you in person.
It's good to be
here. So
here.
let's take it from online to physical. All right, next to him is Mary Funto. She is an author and a certified financial modeling and valuation analyst. That's a mouthful, Mary. What does that mean?
So basically, it's a certification you get from the Corporate Finance Institute that makes you understand finance better from the perspective of an analyst, not just the basic finance that most people get to understand.
Well, I feel like I fall into that class of the basic finance that people just understand, but I want to know more. And just like myself, I'm sure a lot of our viewers will also want to know more. So we're going to talk money, but I'm going to try, like I promised them, there's not going to be a lot of pressure, you know. So, you know, when you talk about money, like I said earlier, a lot of people are on the edge. You start wondering, now they want to remind me how that I'm not spending right or I'm not saving right. Or when you talk about investments, it's like a lot of people get anxious, you know, because we want money, but I don't think everybody really wants to go through what we need to go through to have that money. We just want money. So let's help them today, shall we? Okay. So Stanley, let me start with you. Let's do something take it a little easy. So what's the first money mistake that you remember making? I'm talking about you now, before you became still financial literate.
I would say the first money mistake I made was investing in things I didn't have knowledge about.
Right.
And I think it's something that a lot of people do, especially in Nigeria. So that's why you have cases like MMM.
Lord, don't take
all the
me back.
So you have all those things. Like when you are at that space, especially for most Nigerians, there is no curriculum for us as a country that teaches any form of money at the primary, secondary, and even down to the tertiary institutions. You have a case where...
I did commerce and finance. Are you saying all that in the taught me?
So you are taught what to do in the corporate world, how to manage every other person's money, how to go about, the big corporates, balance the books, make sure they're balanced, but does your own book balance?
Right.
You don't have that knowledge. So I think that's where that's where the gap is. I worked in the bank. I did well over 10 years in the bank. In commercial banking in Nigeria. Oh, wow. And I can tell you for a fact that I feel that I'm going to give a warm estimate of over 60% of the people that are in the banking sector that you see going to work every day, managing your money, going about, are not adequately knowledgeable when it comes to their personal finance.
Yeah, I'm glad you added that, because I want to hit at personal finance today, because a lot of times we just know how to talk about other people's money, but we're not so concerned about our own money. Yeah, so Mary, besides being a finance girl, you also do lifestyle blogging. You're an author, I'd mentioned that earlier, and you're dabbling into films and visual a little bit.
Yes.
But let's take the finance girl part of you today, right? So I'm going to throw at you the same question I asked him. So what's the first money mistake you remember making?
For me, I would, like you said, no pressure, and as, relatable as it can be, one of the first money mistakes I made was not understanding that there is a need to save for the future, not knowing, not even thinking that anything bad can happen. So live in the moment, spend in the moment, enjoy in the moment.
Aren't we all guilty of that?
Yeah. So I just feel like life comes as it comes, not knowing that you would actually need to, put something aside for rainy days, and even when some of us do, we don't even know why we do that. We don't have the understanding of what pushes us to even save or keep money aside for the future. We just do it, let me just be saving, let me just be putting money aside. So that was the first money mistake. I'm saying this because it affected me at a certain point in life. That's when I consciously, stood and said, this finance, I'll get it right. I'm a corporate girly, aside. So you mentioned earlier that I did financial modeling. That's for the corporate side. That's for the corporate world. But personally, I wasn't getting it right. And until I saw it firsthand, how it can affect me as a person, that's when I chose to, I'm going to get this personal finance thing right. And I started making conscious, everyday efforts in becoming better at my personal finance.
Oh, fantastic. I think that's one thing we all need to imbibe. I think it starts with being intentional about your personal finances. But what's one money habit that you were glad you unlearned, Stanley?
One money habit, I'm glad. Buying things that I did not need. The fact that it's on sale, the fact that
Stanley, leave that thing alone.
It's slightly this place.
Stanley, leave that thing alone.
I would have bought this thing for 10,000 naira, but it's currently around 8.5. See, there's one. You are spending 8.5. You're not saving 1,000. You're not saving 1,500. You are actually saving. So
what if you need it in the future now? That's why we buy it cheap.
That's why your wardrobe is full.
Hey,
That's why your wardrobe is full.
Okay.
So one of the things that that's on one side, but there are so many money mistakes along the road that people make, and personal finance it's broad. You tend to come to your personality, because certain people, by just their personal, the way God created them, they're more conservative.
Yeah.
And they tend to fall less to certain things.
Yeah.
But there are some people that are more outgoing, and due to their temperament, they tend to be more outgoing.
You need to buy a new dress for every event.
Exactly. But so what the knowledge of personal finance does to you is that irrespective of your temperament, you have a checklist. Am I spending more than, that's where budgeting comes in. Am I spending what I have budgeted for this month? I have this particular budget. Am I exceed? If it exceeds that, no matter what is going on, if I'm excited, if I'm sad, if I'm conservative, if it doesn't fall within that, it's out of it.
Okay. So, Mary, you work a 9 to 5, yes?
Yeah.
So, if there is, I don't know who is usually under more financial pressure, if it's the 9 to 5er, or it's the hustlers, or it's the entrepreneur, the business person. But I want to know, what's the biggest or most pending financial pressure that you've seen salary job people who work 9 to 5 like you face?
Okay, I'm going to answer that out of honesty, because I've been in the corporate world for quite a while now. And one of the major problems they have is their salary finishes before the end of the month.
Maybe first week.
This is one major. It's major because it's an underlying problem that people do not even realize it's a problem. Because how can you be working, you're making money, they are paying you salary, and that salary finishes before month end? I read a finance book one time, and that book said your needs or your expenses would always match your income if you don't fight it, if you don't work on it. Because even if you're making 100,000 naira today, problems of 100,000 naira will arise.
Maybe it's 100,
or even more. Do you understand? So that is one issue a lot of salary earners face.
Because this thing you're saying now, as we're speaking, January salary has not come, but it's finished.
Clearly.
Because by the time we get into the first week of February, those needs that have been piling up. So how can they handle this? How can salary earners handle
just like
this?
Stanley had mentioned, budgeting is, very key. It's one of the helpers that can help, shape your finances in no time if you're consistent. Because it's one thing to...
Budgeting for everything?
Actually, down to every naira. So I have this personal belief that if you don't tell your money where to go, it will go wherever it wants to. And you won't be able to do anything about it. Then that's when you sit down and then you're racking your head. Oh, what did I use this money for? Oh, what did I do with this money? Oh, and sometimes you can't even account for it. you can't account for actually what you actually used your money to do. No, it's just being relatable, because I have been in those shoes before. Like I said, it was a conscious decision, you know, to make this right. So budgeting, like he said, is like one of the top ways you can do that. And then saving for emergencies, because one thing I always, you know, when I'm talking to people on finance, I say is saving is not about preparing for the worst to happen. It's actually being ready no matter what happens, because sometimes life will just happen. You don't have power over whatever goes on. What will happen the next minute. So being able to plan your finances down to savings, down to budgeting, and if you can, investing. I don't even tell people outright go into investing firsthand, because if you don't know how to keep money aside for savings, build up your emergency fund, have a shock absorber first, make sure you're good. What you invest are disposable income, monies that you know that you do not need at hand, that you can part away with. You know, I don't want to go into more details about that, because that's like a whole book, you know.
Go into it, so because a lot of us are very spontaneous spenders. I mean, this one that Stanley is saying that I'm not saving 1.5, I'm spending 8.5. I don't understand. Are you saying that I cannot spontaneously want to do something with my money, even if I've been saving? My friend cannot just call me and say, babe, what are you doing? And then I just get up. So I did not plan to spend that 50K that day, but because I got that call. So Stanley, you've been nodding, say something.
So that's where the budgeting comes in.
Yeah.
And you know, when you have a budget, when someone tells you they have a budget, unless you have some sort of, maybe you are the federal government of Nigeria, that you now have a way of getting extra budgeting that will come from, maybe you go and borrow. Because that's what extra budgeting is. So you have budgeted that you are going to get 2 million this year, and you have finished spending the 2 million. That's where the government now goes on to say they are now going to go and borrow to come and make up for the other one, and then find a way around it.
You don't have where to get the extra from.
So what you tell yourself is, as long as this money, I have 60,000 naira, my salary is 100,000. I've shared it according, there's a popular maxim that is used, a rule that is used, the 50, 30, 20 rule. So you've said that your 50% is for all your needs. So the emergency needs that come around, the things that you need to do urgently, like you need to pay, those ones are needs, you can't do without them. Then you have the 30% for your wants. And that is where that call comes in. That's where your call comes in, into the 30%. So you know that you can only receive that call once in a month. And it comes down to, you know, so I used to like to attack our Ashwebi people, that you will call, Bimbo has called you for Ashwebi, it's 150,000. Nkechi has called you for her own Ashwebi, my grandfather's burials, auntie's uncle. This one is your friend, this one is burial, this one is wedding, this one. So you need to be honest with yourself, because if you extend yourself beyond that, because people even go as far as, you know, I'll pay you later. That means you have eaten into the next or 2 months' salary.
Yeah.
Because you have budgeted for, you've unconsciously budgeted for it into like 2 months.
That's why I said this thing has finished. That's why I said February salary has already finished. So all of you that are saying, involve me, we're outside this year. And unless, like you said, you have somewhere to get another body. I don't know where you want, which outside you want to go to, stay inside your house. Anyway, let's take a quick break now and bring you a feature. Right after that, our phone lines will be open. But let's look at common financial mistakes that people make without it, that we don't talk about, or maybe they don't know. We'll be right back.
Let's be honest. Money has embarrassed all of us at least once. But in Nigeria, we do not talk about it. We just say, God will do it. One big financial mistake we don't talk about is making money with no plan. Salary enters, excitement enters, data is bought, food is ordered, 2 weeks later, you're checking your account like, who did this to me? Then, there is spending because of pressure. Your friend buys a new phone. You suddenly feel your own phone is suffering. You attend the wedding and spend money like you are part of the bride's family. Soft life is good, but soft life without sense can lead to hard reality. Another silent issue, small debts. That's abeg, borrow me small thing or urgent 2K. Before you know it, small thing has become big thing and your creditor is greeting you with attitude. Mixing money with emotions. Lending to your friends and family with no agreement because now my people. Next thing, both money and relationship have disappeared. The truth is, financial mistakes are normal. What's not normal is refusing to learn from them. Because the real flex in Nigeria today is not just looking rich, it's understanding money, planning ahead, and not calling your bank app your enemy.
Okay, this is still the Medley Show, your midday energy. And of course, we are having the money talk today without pressure. I still have Stanley, the online banker here. And of course, Mary Fonto is still in the studio with me. So okay, I want to play a little game with you both, but let me open our phone lines first. Okay, so send your messages to 090-1389-89550. Of course, the number will be on the screen. So if you have questions for my guest, or you have some money problems you want to discuss, or anything as well you want to tell us about your money, the money talk, please send us your messages, and of course we'll get to read them on the show. But please do not call, and remember to send your name and your location when you're sending in your messages. So let me get back to my guests, Mary and Stanley. Let's do a little game, something I called, is it worth it or not? Yeah. So the idea is I mention a few things and you tell me if it's worth it or it's not, and then why. So first thing, buying a new phone on credit.
Not worth it.
It's not worth it.
No.
Not worth it.
It's not worth. Why?
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
Why?
Okay, so I personally feel I would like to say in the context to which you're buying the phone. Are you buying it as a means to make more money? We call that investing. You're investing in yourself, in your skill, in your craft. Is that what you're doing? And also the feasibility of your business being able to pay that back, and at what time can it be repaid back? So if it's actually a business conscious move, then maybe. Okay. But if it's because you just want to hold the latest 17 Pro Max and just be like, it's definitely not worth it. Your future self will come for you.
So I'm going to add to what she's saying. So you look at it from the broader space. So if I'm going to take a 16 Pro Max and you're taking it at 1 million plus interest rate. The current interest rate in Nigeria, the minimum you're going to get is over 27%, because they have the MPR at 27%. So you're going to get a bit from 27%, minimum is 27%. So add 27% per annum, and they are giving you that interest rate for maybe like 2 years, or they've given you like 2 years to pay, or they've given you a year to pay. So you are not just getting the phone that is depreciating, because by the end of that year, it will be cheaper.
There will be 18.
The 18 will come out. So the 17 has already become cheaper, while they're going to be paying higher at the end of the month. So it's a double loss for you.
So it's really not worth it.
It's really not
unless
worth
it's a business move like that.
Exactly.
Okay, so renting an apartment you can barely afford.
Not worth it.
Not worth it.
Really?
Absolutely not worth it.
Not worth it. Not worth it.
Yeah, people in Abuja, they tend to fall victim of this a lot.
Yeah.
The packaging.
Renting an apartment,
you can. Maybe it's environment. You just want to live in a sane environment, and it's quite high.
I do get it. I do totally get it. But most times it's a money mismatch.
Okay.
Because you are playing a game of little odds, of winning at a little odd. So the idea is that if I move into Maitama, where I'm paying 8 million per annum, and I can only afford 2, I will find some sort of neighbors or some way to make sure that I make that money in 1 year, so that by the next year I'll be able to comfortably afford it. What happens in most cases is that maybe 20% or 30% of people do meet that, and those are the success stories that we hear. But what happens to the 70%? The 70% that don't meet it are probably going to go into debt, might be forced out of the house, and they are the ones that now get into trouble. Now let's play the game on the reverse. Now, but if you have the 70% of people that started off small and say, you know what, I have 2 million, but I'm going to get a house of 1 million. But because I know I want to stay in this place, I'm going to give myself 2-3 years. I'll try to use the savings that I have to make investment and then, network and do those things that that person wanted to do. In 3 years, the possibility of the 70% meeting that target is higher.
But the house will not be 8 million anymore in 3 years. Because I'll just say this, I have a friend who, of course, she couldn't afford that environment at the time, but she lived there. She said this is her reason, yeah? First of all, it will work on her mindset.
True.
Yeah? So she's thinking bigger than she would have thought if she was not there. 2, networking opportunities. Then 3, she said, if I'm living in this place, I know that I have to double or triple my hustle so that I can pay. And before long, I don't have to work as hard and I'll still be able to pay for it because my mindset is that this is the goal.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I think it's a...
That's why I told you, this 30% are the success stories that we hear. But the 70% are the one. And I absolutely agree with the whole mindset thing, the whole mindset shift and all. But for your financial literacy will tell you, if you can't afford it, in fact, if you can't afford it twice, you can't afford it.
Right.
I was going to say something.
Yeah, go ahead,
I know
please.
you guys are trying to be strategic about it and be like, oh, mindset, oh. I do not agree to it. You said can barely afford it.
Yeah.
It's not written, there's an unwritten thing that says your rent should probably be like 2 to 3 months of your monthly income. Like if you add 2 to 3 of your monthly income, it should be able to afford your rent. So if that doesn't work for you, you're in a wrong space.
It's not working Abuja.
It's
not
practice.
working Abuja.
But then that's where you get to be able, for example, you can do, I don't know for people, but if shared apartments work for you, let it work. The reason being because we talked about budgeting and allocating certain percentages of your money to your needs. Your rent is part of your needs. That's not your only need. If a huge chunk of your income goes to rent, you're wrong.
But that's the case of a lot of people in Abuja.
Then that means you need to, okay, so I always say this, if you feel like you have a lot more expense than your income can, increase your income and match it up.
Exactly. Okay, I agree with that now. So my next question is, you talked about investment. So investing in a course, is it worth it or not?
Absolutely worth it.
Absolutely. So let's talk about investment now. How do you know the right thing to invest in? And is there a period where you should invest in a certain thing? Or how does investment work generally? Let me start from that. I'll start with you, Stanley.
So investing is broad. And the first question is, what am I investing? What is my goal?
Okay.
So if you ask yourself what your goal is, it directs you. So there are people that are first for capital preservation. I'm earning 100,000 naira now. Yeah. Inflation is at 30%, and I'm expecting that I want the value of my money to still remain before it even starts to grow. So what am I going to invest my money in? That's one side. Then there are people that are very aggressive. By December, they need to buy GLK. So they need to double, triple their hustle, anything. So you need to triple. In fact, if it's fourple your hustle, if that's a word, you would want to do that. So with that comes its own risk. So it now comes down to your risk appetite. So there are people that have lower risk appetite. Yeah. They are more risk averse. So I don't want trouble. I want to go into give me my government treasury bills. I know that I'm 100% safe. I know it's giving me 19%. Anything that's happening outside that is not my business. There are people that are more into like, okay, a combination of that and maybe like equities. This stock is rising next week. I feel like this stock is going to do 200% by June. Put my money. The stock might go down to might drop by 30% by June. But the upside, the risk there is that you have the upside is there.
Yeah.
And then even in investing, you are now told, most times if you meet an investment advisor, you analyze based, not just, your risk is not just analyzed based on yourself, you analyze based on your age. Because as a 20-year-old, I will advise you, the advice I will give to you is not the same advice I will give to a 45-year-old that has 2 kids.
Right.
Yes, because you can, as a 20-year-old, you can go all in on equities, and anything can happen to the company and they can recover in 5 years.
Yeah.
And you can say, okay, I'm stayed in for 5 years. But if a 45-year-old man that has 2 children that needs to pay rent and then, and has other utilities, if anything happens to that his money and he's not conservative, he might run into trouble. So those are classes of how you invest.
Okay, you want to say something investment before I move forward?
If I will just add a bit to what he said, investing is basically making your money work for you. It's basically making your money grow for you.
Yeah.
So savings is completely different from investment.
Right.
Absolutely.
So, and I would also like to say this, with investments, he mentioned risks, appetite and management and all, but one thing is very important, and is patience in understanding that you will not just wake up. It's not quick wins. You will not just wake up tomorrow and the 1 million
money.
Exactly. It's not like that. You need to understand patience first, because your money is supposed to grow over time. So I see a lot of young people, they meet me, they ask me questions. Oh, I have these. I could maybe make a post and be like, oh, I bought this particular stock at this rate today. It is this over time. And I want to buy. So relax, learn the ropes, understand it. It doesn't work like that.
Okay.
And also I feel like
I'm glad you mentioned that, because I've also been thinking about how people just, at the beginning of the year, my timeline had lots of videos of best stocks to invest in this one, that one. I have invested in stocks in the past, but when you see things like that, my question is, how do you know which to invest in at the time? Because someone is posting a video saying, oh, I bought it 65 naira 2 years ago, and now it's about 350 naira, and if you buy it now, by next year it will be 700 and something naira. It's beginning to sound like a scam now, but you're seeing that these are very popular company stocks that are asking you to buy. So how do you know when to invest in stocks, or what stocks? How do you even know which is genuine to invest in?
So let me start.
Yeah, go ahead.
And when it comes to stocks, because I train people on that, so I would say one thing: there is a lot of noise. It's fantastic for the stock market. Yeah. I actually think it's fantastic for the stock market. A lot of what we have seen happening in the stock market is the fear of missing out. So a lot of people have heard that MTN is now 600 naira. Everybody's running. Don't worry, by next year it's going to be 1,000 naira. True, some people get lucky in the sense that they pick some stocks that are popular and then blue chip stocks, and then they do well over time. But your luck, you then don't apply that same luck when you now want to now go all in. If you're saying, okay, I'm going to just do blue chip stocks and wait over time for them to appreciate, you can already tell that Dangote, you constantly would need to build houses, and MTN or Airtel, you constantly need to make calls. Those are like your PZ, your UAC, those are consumables that Milo milk. If I say Milo and milk now, people, all those ones, you can really tell the companies the top of mind. So you can tell that those things are like daily consumables, and their projection as population increases will instantly do well. But those companies can have downturns.
Okay.
A lot of things can happen. And then when you are now going to come and say you are trying to pick stocks, you need to understand, first of all, that you are buying into a business. You're not buying stocks. That's one of the things that I tell people. You're not going in to buy stocks, you're going into a company. This company, if you notice when I did not mention MTN in terms of whatever company that they are, or Airtel. I mentioned them because people need their service to connect. And I mentioned Dangote because people need houses to live in. And then consumables because people need to eat. What people don't understand is that some of those companies, currently what is happening in the stock market, I feel is fantastic for them. but there is a lot of there's something called it's overbought.
Okay, so I did say that it's going to be no pressure today
No
and
pressure.
simple English.
Simple. Oh.
So you are losing me already. I don't want
Okay,
you to lose. You're becoming too technical. But basically, what I think you're trying to say is you have to be knowledgeable. You have to do some research and have an idea
of what you need.
Fantastic. Okay, so another worth it or not is side hustle equipment or saving in dollars.
Worth it.
Side hustle equipment, worth it.
Worth it. Saving in dollars, worth it.
Worth it.
Okay. Fancy weddings.
Absolutely
If you can
not.
afford it, worth it. If you can't,
You sound like you want a fancy wedding
Absolutely
because
not.
I
You can see how it is.
I wasn't expecting her to go there, but she did pick it. So yeah, if you can afford it, worth it. Really, why is it worth it? Because it doesn't sound like an investment to me.
it's not. A wedding is not an investment. Per
You're not
se.
making. Oh, some people make that money.
Yeah,
from
some people
wedding.
make money from
Yeah.
it. So,
Ashwebi sales, money that they will spray you. Uncle, auntie will dash you money. So yeah, sometimes it could be.
like I said, if you can afford it and it will not break your bank, or you're not, borrowing, or you're not doing it for social media buzz or just to trend or be relevant. If you really can, there are rich people. There are people who
There
have.
are rich people, my sister. Say
who
it
have-
again.
mhm. So, if you can afford it, why not?
Okay.
But if you know you cannot, or your man cannot, or your wife cannot, please
Just
no.
leave it.
Simple.
Okay,
and
so final one,
fine.
soft life purchases. Just one. You
Soft
talked
life.
about it, the phone and
Yeah,
just
soft life.
soft life. Your baby girl
You
era.
budget for it, so
once in a while,
yeah.
You should.
you're making money
Thank
for.
you.
Yeah.
I'm glad you
Yeah.
added
You're
the one
making-
because initially it
Yeah.
sounded like
No,
even once in a while we
no.
shouldn't.
No,
Okay.
not at
So,
all.
okay. Anyway, so we're going to take a quick break now and bring you top 3 anything. And when we come back, of course, we'll read some messages and the conversation will continue. Stay with us. The Medley Show.
In an economy where one salary can disappear before the month even starts, side hustles are no longer optional. They are survival tools. But let's be honest, not every hustle actually pays. So here are the top 3 side hustles that actually pay. First on the list, freelancing skills. If you can write, design, edit videos, manage social media, do voiceovers, or even build websites, congratulations, you're already sitting on money. The reason freelancing actually pays is simple. You sell skills, not excuses. One client may not change your life, but 3 or 4 steady clients, that's rent, fuel, and small enjoyment sorted. And the best part, you can actually work in your pajamas or pretend you're busy when NEPA takes light. Coming in at number 2, online selling and reselling. Now, don't get it twisted. We are not talking about posting products for 6 months with 0 sales and saying business is slow. We're talking about smart selling, thrift flipping, skincare, fashion, gadgets, food items, digital products, things people are already buying. This side hustle pays because Nigerians love convenience. If you solve a problem, package it well, and deliver it on time, money will find you. Just remember, if you are always explaining your prices, you're talking to the wrong customers. And the number 1 side hustle that actually pays, content creation, when done properly. Yes, everyone has ring lights now. Yes, your neighbor is a brand influencer, but the people making money, they are consistent, strategic, and focused. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram podcasts. Once you build an audience, the money doesn't just come from ads. It comes from brands, collaborations, products, and opportunities. It's not quick money, but it's scalable money. And once it clicks, that side hustle can turn into the main hustle. So there you have it, the top 3 hustles that actually pay. No scams, no fake motivation, just work that makes sense.
All right, that was top 3 anything. So we're still having the Money Talk on the Medley Show, and of course I still have Mary and Stanley in the studio. But before we continue our conversation, let me read a few messages that you are already sending to us. So first message is from Makochuku in Ebonyi State. He or she says, thank you guys, I want to ask, how do I save as a student? Saving method, is it different? Does it differ from students to 9-to-5er to hustler to entrepreneur? Saving is saving, put money away.
Yeah, put money away. But as a student, I would the fastest way for you to save is after your needs have been met, because there's so much that you can have. I don't know who your parent is, Makwa. I don't know who your parents are. I don't know what amounts that you are given. But if you do have a surplus, that is where you save from. Now, you might have like a lot going on in school and all, but if you can, there are people that have the habit of being able to manage from what they can. If you can build that I'll just tell you, if you can start as small as you can, it helps you with the habit.
1,000.
Yes, it helps
Just
you with the
build
habit,
discipline.
build the discipline over time.
Okay, so let me just add like a very practical thing for you to do. Now, you get a pocket money of 10,000 naira. Take out 500, take out 1,000 from that money. Trust me, you will survive on the remaining 90%. Like I said earlier, if you can match, no matter what, once your income is there and you match all your expenses to all your income, it will just never be enough. Okay. So, little by little, small by small, little drops of water.
You thank yourself in the future.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so this is Naomi from Kogi State, and she says, good day, Tochi. I'm enjoying the program, and your guests have been quite helpful. Now, my question is, how can I save money? Same thing. So I'm sure if you apply the same thing that they told Makochuku to do, that will help you. Another question. Hi there. Please, what's the best advice you can give for money that is just sitting there in an account and not doing anything? Not just invest. Invest in what exactly? How do I make the best of the money that I just have in my accounts? And how to, I don't know what this means, how to automate savings. What does that even mean?
Yeah.
So let's quickly touch that, because I still have a lot of messages. Okay. We may not, maybe I should read all the questions and then we pick on them. So another one says, buying a phone or any gadget on credit and pay installmental later is a means of credit facility, like they do in other countries. So why are you saying it's not worth it? My name is Ebenezer. Okay. You'd answer him. So thank you, Medley Show, for the program. The conversation sounds easy to talk about, but it's quite hard to practice. I would really appreciate your help with budgeting. I earn 68,000 naira monthly. My transport costs 20K, 25 per month. Annual house rent is 250,000. What's the cheapest option? I could find close to my workplace. I don't understand. You earn 68,000, you're paying 250,000 naira in rent. Does that even make, please help this person.
Okay, you're reading all the questions here?
Okay, all at once, right, so we can. Then what are the things to really keep in mind before investing in real estate, since that's the most common investment these days? Okay. Medley Show, how can I activate my shares after I've lost every information on it? This is Marshall Anso. Then Benjamin from Abuja, good afternoon. I'm interested in investment, just like you mentioned. How do I get to know that with little amount, and what's the smallest amount I can invest? There are so many questions and time is fast, but let's touch on these ones I mentioned so that we can, get to other things. Go ahead. Okay, so I'm going to just use one stone to kill as many birds. Yeah. So for your savings and investment, for budgeting, you if you don't know how much you spend every month, that's the first rule in budgeting. If you don't know how much you spend every month, you cannot save. Wow. Like, you need to know, if there's something that I can tell anyone, look for an app. There are a couple of apps on the Play Store. Just go and type budgeting app. If you start today is the 21st? 21st of January. Start today till the end of the month. Any amounts that you spend, even if you buy a recharge card, just write it out, recharge card.
just use one of those apps on your phone.
Okay.
Document every amount that you spend so that you can see where your money is going to.
Okay.
So that it helps you in when you can now say, okay, I'm cutting out from this. And then the next time that you're going to, next time when you're trying to save money, you know the places you can save from.
Okay, I'm going to need you to double up in answering.
Yeah. So then when we talk about
what's the smallest amount to invest?
You can start investing with 1,000 naira.
Okay.
Build a habit, start investing 1,000 naira. And if you're young, you have time on your side. If you're older, you have experience and you have more income to your side. So it doesn't matter, it wins both ways. Okay. But start with whatever you have and consistently save. There's so many apps that you can use in investing.
You can even learn.
They teach you in this thing, all of that.
Very okay, so I would speak to the person who asked how to automate her savings. I'm well aware that there are many mobile fintech apps that help automate savings. All you just have to do is basically say, oh, remove 5K from my account onto every day, you know.
And it's not a scam?
No, it's not. Completely not scam. They are very legitimate apps out there. I don't know if it's okay to mention if you... No, okay, exactly. So you can do that and get your savings automated, or even from your bank, you can give standing orders, you know, deduct so money from my account and put it here. And to the person who said money is just sitting in her account, that's very wrong, because your money is supposed to work for you. Put it in types of investments that, you know, that are very fair and anybody can start with. Mutual funds is there. Okay. It's one of the like low risk investments opportunities you can actually get yourself into. And, you know, stocks, like we mentioned, among others.
So, obviously, a lot of people have a lot of financial questions or financial issues or problems when it comes to managing personal finance. So, maybe we're going to have to continue this conversation another time. But for the little insight you brought today, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. I'm not going to lie, I've learned a lot. And some of the things you said, you don't even know. I'm also going to do it for myself. But we have to go. It's been an amazing show today on the Medley Show. If there's one thing today's episode reminds us of is that money is very important, but peace is more important. So you don't have to have everything figured out this year or even today. You don't have to be where somebody else is. You don't have to rush your life because social media is rushing everybody. So what you need basically is clarity, small steps, better decisions, and little patience with yourself. So we have to go right now. And of course, I'll be handing you over to the amazing Jay Kelly, but I'll be here back next week with another interesting edition on the Medley Show. Until then, my name is Tochi Puta. See you later. Bye for now.
One leg in, one leg out. Should be see me. Change your style, change your style. Okay, be like that. Life no be a serious something. Still no be a play something. When you wake up for morning, make you thank the Lord. And I say, jump, jump, clap your hands. Mama, 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 yo. This is a love song for the whole world to sing. And I say, jump, jump, clap your hands. Mama, 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 yo. I know you're happy enough to dance. When I see Jankara, Jankara, Maketo, Jankara. Auntie, Maketo, Jankara. Jankara, Maketo, Jankara. Ijolele danso. Da 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 di da 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 da. See, one leg in, one leg out. She beauty see me. Change your style, change your style. Okay, be like that. Life no be a serious something. Still no be a play something. When you wake up for morning, make you thank the Lord. And I say, jump, jump, clap your hands. Mama, 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 yo. This is a love song for the whole world to sing. And I say, jump, jump, clap clap your hands. Mama, 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 yo. I know you're happy enough to dance. When I see Jankara, Jankara, maketu Jankara. Auntie, how maketu Jankara, Jankara, maketu Jankara. Oh, I see Jankara.